Yeah, she's like, you're trying to manipulate me by making me question my stuff. She's like, I know what you're trying to do. And it was like, well, I'm not manipulating you at all. I'm trying to examine how you came to this idea together with you.
I wonder why she's characterizing it that way. What's going on, dude?
How you doing?
Do you have like 30 seconds?
Yep.
How have you been?
Good.
It's good to see you again. Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah.
I got a t-shirt for you.
Oh, yeah?
Would you like one?
Sure, I'll take one.
Can you wear them around the house and all that stuff, or?
Probably, eventually. I think we're making some progress.
Are you really?
Yeah. She's now picked up a book, just trying to bridge that gap for her. This is some engineer that tried to take a scientific approach to... It's an intelligent design book. He's getting there.
There's a lot of intelligent people who come up with ways to make it all work.
Yeah.
And the hoops that they jump through is fascinating. But
I did throw some of your techniques. She was like, it's really interesting. It talks to all these scientists and stuff. And I'm like, I really think that we should be giving equal time in school to all these different... I was like, so do we teach Ptolemaic astronomy? Like the universe revolves around, like, what about flat Earth? Do we give flat Earth people time in the classroom? And she's like, well, no. Because, like, that's been, like, proven by science. It's like, that's interesting. I left it there.
Like, that would be a good question. So is that your barometer for deciding what to teach?
She's a great follow-up question of the next conversation, but she's distrustful. Her curriculum has made her distrustful of science. She said those words over and over to me like, scientists can be biased too.
Of course.
I was like, well, of course they can. Of course they can. I'll never say that they won't.
Yeah. A good question might be, how do you think the scientific community might try to address the bias that they potentially recognize in themselves?
And the answer would be, with the scientific method, it's built...
And then you could say, well, how do you think people...
She wouldn't get there. I would get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that it's built to eliminate biases. Yeah.
The other reason I wanted to stop and ask you, would you be okay if I released the audio of the first talk that we did together?
Just the audio?
Video, but from your torso down. I didn't want to release it without your permission.
Yeah.
I thought, there's a chance that maybe if you are teaching your wife this method and she wants to see examples, she could potentially see it.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to weigh in on that. Can I just make my case?
Yeah. Go.
I think what you are doing with your loved one would resonate with so many people who are interested in SE.
Yeah.
And if they can hear your story, then I think it would be really valuable in getting them to start using it. People are understanding SE. They're watching it. They're entertained by it.
Yeah.
But very few people, it seems, are implementing it.
Right.
And for them to actually see somebody who's implementing it with a loved one, or at least listen to it most.
Yeah.
But I thought, I don't want to put you in a precarious situation if she were to discover it. Another option too is I could put it all together. You can watch it and listen to it.
Okay.
And then you can let me know if you think it's...
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with that.
And I would beep out your name.
Sure.
Too.
I would definitely like to check it out because I rehashed conversation in my head and I wanted...
Yeah, there wasn't anything really problematic from my point of view.
Right.
But then again, you may listen to it and be like, oh, that's problematic, that's problematic.
Yeah.
And I might even be able to address it by muting some of that out if you want me to.
Okay.
If you think, maybe I revealed a little bit too much about myself there.
Yeah.
I could cut some of that out.
Okay.
Or beep it out.
I definitely... Can I give you my email address, Twitter?
Do you want to...
Oh, yeah. I'm going to just shoot you I'll initiate comms first.
I don't want to do anything with that footage until I get your approval.
Okay, yeah.
Normally I just go with it, but since you didn't expressly acknowledge that I was recording it and agree to that, I wanted to ask you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Oh, you want that shirt, by the way?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see.
That's so, like, this method, she definitely knew I was doing something. This method came up. We've been having kind of, I don't want to say an argument, but a discussion about this. She's like, it's like, I know what you're doing with this. Like, it's like you're, like, trying to manipulate me. I was like, well, how am I doing that? She's like, well, you're asking me, like, why this, why that? I'm a large, generally speaking. Sure.
Some other day? Okay.
Yeah, she's like, you're trying to manipulate me by making me question my stuff. She's like, I know what you're trying to do. And it was like, well, I'm not manipulating you at all. I'm trying to examine how you came to this idea together with you.
I wonder why she's characterizing it that way. Does she feel like she's possibly changing in her views?
It's not my normal conversational tone or approach.
She notices the different style.
Yeah, she notices the different style. And so that cued her off, the different approach to my... So because part of that has been largely confrontational, apologetics and counter-apologetics.
Well, maybe you could ask her, which of the two approaches that I've been using with you on this topic would you prefer that I use? Would you prefer me to argue and debate you and give you facts? I can certainly do that. Or would you prefer me to ask you questions that might cause you to think a little bit about it?
Yeah. And I actually...
Give her the choice.
Okay.
Give her the choice.
Because we can't just not talk about it ever.
It's the elephant in the room, I would imagine.
Yeah. I've started looking into this. So I'm an anthropology major, right? And I've been studying... We study primates because it helps us understand humans. And the professor said something a week or two ago that really struck me. He said the mother-infant bond is strongest in primates of any mammals on the planet. And I was like, I think I'm getting why. She started doing this homeschooling to protect them because there was some bullying in school and whatever. So I'm like, they were falling behind in class because other different little things, and so she started this effort to protect them.
Gotcha.
And that is her best effort, and she's put years of work into doing this thing. She's got pride and ownership, and she's doing this thing to protect her children.
She's doing it because she loves her kid.
Of course, and so
it's the best for them.
I'm attacking that, and so I'm
you though because. She could still homeschool the children and teach them a different curriculum. Is the curricula a factor in the protection aspect of it? Or can I still keep them at home, teach them whatever I want, and still be able to say that I'm protecting them?
Yeah, I think she could. Yeah, absolutely. It's just this is the curriculum she bought into originally.
Okay.
And it makes not even a hidden effort. It makes an obvious effort to discredit science when it doesn't agree with biblical teachings. Otherwise, I mean, they learn science. That the science book that she's using is wonderful, and it's secular.
Science with limits.
It's wonderful, secular. Like this lady is an award-winning, like Pulitzer-winning children's science textbook writer.
Okay.
But in her curriculum, in the teacher's manual, they say we don't do this chapter because we don't agree with the Upper Cretaceous teachings of science because humans didn't come from...
And then once there's an impasse, science goes on the back burner.
Yeah.
And then the theology comes forward in that instance. Yeah. See, I don't understand. That might be worth exploring too.
Yeah.
Couldn't we still protect our children and homeschool them with an alternate curricula?
Right. And she's put that on me. She's like, if you don't like the science curriculum, you can find one that you like. And I have. I have.
And she's willing to teach the science even though it contradicts the theology?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're making
Would she have done
progress.
It a year ago?
No.
Really?
No. Yeah, I'm making progress. Slowly chipping away at it.
Did we talk about teaching her these tools too? To use them with you and your kids?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She may see it less as manipulation if she actually uses the tool.
Yeah.
Which could actually bring her across SE materials, which made me think.
So, let me get your advice on this. I gotta run a class in a few minutes. She's having a conflict with her brother right now. Screwing up, this and that. He's living in Italy now with his new wife, and they wanted to leave California, then move close to us. So they were like 4 hours away. So her brother's like, I never complained when Mom and Dad moved around to follow you guys around all the time. So he's like, he thinks that they're moving to be near us because like they never come and visit me. They're never gonna move to. They never move to where I'm at to see. So he's like very jealous, and she's like, "Do you want them to move to fucking Italy?" No, they're not gonna move to Italy. They're 70 years old.
Do you think that he is having an influence on your wife with regards to what she teaches or wants to teach her?
No, sorry, I'm making a long story way too long here. She's like, I want to engage him because this is total bullshit. Like why does he think that they're favoring us?
This is a great example.
And I was going to ask your advice on, maybe you could ask him how he came to the conclusion that the parents were following.
Right.
Should I try to
absolutely
feed her a few questions to ask him?
Maybe even role play with her.
Yeah.
Say do you want to pretend to be your brother? And then can I use this technique that I've been using with you that you've dubbed manipulation?
Yeah.
And maybe we can see if it might be fruitful or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then, have her pretend to be her brother.
Yeah.
And you can use the questions. And then maybe you switch the roles. You be the brother, and then you have to coach her a little bit.
Try that.
Identify the claim, get to the real reasons, figure out the method that a person is validating the reasons.
Right. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Okay. I've been reading the handbook, too. Online. Been trying to read that every once in a while.
I will make sure to pop a large shirt.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll shoot you an email. I've got your address now.
Please do, because I'm kind of on standby on that. I think thousands of people can benefit from that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. Good luck today. Yeah, likewise. All right. Cheers.
I was hoping to run into him. I wonder why she's characterizing it that way.